Hello, great people of God. I hope you're having a swell time wherever you're watching us from. This is the Evangel Arts Show on ECWA TV Africa, and I remain your host, Magdalene Azar. And if you can remember the last episode, we said we were going to bring back the CEO, the father of the youth, back to the show so that he can tell us on so many things we've been doing, on so many projects we've been doing, and also the ones that are yet to come. He is no other person but Engineer Tony J. Nakali. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Magdalene.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
I see you looking great, sir. And also, I have my co-host with me, as usual, Joyce. Jakarta, Joyce.
It is the Evangel Arts Show.
It is. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Magdalene.
You look great.
You too.
Thank you very much. And sir, we know we've been having so many events and we've talked about some of them, and we said there's a need for us to bring you back on the show so that you can also talk about some other ones that we've done and then some that we've not done yet. But the one we want to start with right now is the band leaders. So what is the idea behind the initiative?
Okay, the band, the ECWA International Band Leaders Forum is a place where, I sat and I thought the best thing to do is to hub all the bands and try to collapse them into the Evangel Arts, even though the ECWA executive warned that we should not create another administrative region, like another arm of administration. So we're trying to see how that they can just easily slide into Evangel Arts. Not like they are answerable to us, but we want to see how we can make worship better in our churches, let people understand better what worship is, what music in church is, because people see like special number. That is all. People just rehearse because of Sunday service. You understand? But we want to see how that our musicians will become music ministers, just like your pastor in church comes to sing and there is a way people look at him. Your musician should be looked at that way too, because he is a minister of God. Forget the fact that he didn't go to a Bible school to do a study about all that. And we're working towards having is a broad vision where maybe in the nearest future we can liaise with all the seminaries if they can have something that you can go and do, even if it's just for 3 months as a band leader. You quickly go, maybe in theology, you quickly go so that you can understand the ECWA doctrine and balance it up with the theology that we try to put in people. Because people look at music in our local churches like maybe something that fills up time. They only see that 30 minutes of preaching as the only important time, and even some people place more importance on announcement than that time of worship, when as a matter of fact preaching is not unto the Lord. You preach to people, but you sing unto the Lord. Preaching is important, don't misunderstand me, but you see, singing is as unto the Lord, offering is as unto the Lord, the whole church service is as unto the Lord. But there are things that are directly having God's involvement, which is music, offering, and all of. So we want to expose our musicians to know that time that you have, even if it's 5 minutes, the quantity of time does not matter, but the quality of time that you put into that is important. So we cannot reach band members in ECWA, so we want to reach them through the band leaders. And then we let them know what we're doing in Evangel Arts. And we want to start seeing how the stronger churches will start mingling with the weak, the smaller churches, to see how they can bring them up too with the knowledge that they have already.
Okay, sir. And I'm sure there's a motivation behind it. You didn't just sit down one day and then you just thought of, let me just do it this way. There must be something that actually made you think that you should do that. What is that thing?
Well, the energy in worship is dead. Oh. You understand? Yes. It's not. I'm not talking about the energy in the music. I'm talking about the energy in the worship. when people come to worship, you just see. That's when somebody can even go out and ease himself when the band is singing and they are doing. They don't see it like a time where they should really give God their whole self and worship Him. And once when people are outside, women fellowship want to sing. People come in because they know that we want to hear our women and all of that. But and all of them are the same. All of them are the same. All of them are the same because they're all singing as unto the Lord. So it bothers me how that other ministries have grown worship-wise. I'm not talking about music, worship-wise, but we're still where we are, struggling with the knowledge of music rather than the knowledge of worship.
I'm really so happy about this idea, talking about the band leaders.
You are in band.
Yes, I'm a band member and in fact the secretary of my band. And then
you should be proud of it because
Yes,
it's
of
a
course.
privilege. That's why I'm sorry to just cut short into what you're saying. Anytime I hold a microphone in church to sing, I'm still a band member in ECWA Fellowship. I'm still a band member in ECWA and Nasra, wherever I am. I tell them that it's a privilege to have me lead people into the presence of God in worship. But people see it as some performance period. No.
You know, I was even going to say that with this platform now, like our band leaders will be exposed to the knowledge of music. They will be also exposed to a platform where they will see how they can reach out to members of the church through their songs. Like we know the Evangel Arts exists to glorify God. And when they come under this umbrella, Evangel Arts is not existing on its own. It is under ECWA. And then we key into the vision of ECWA. Like we have some of our project, Deborah Micah's album, if you recall, she sang with the team of ECWA. And then we also had the Panam also going in line with the team of ECWA. Now, when we come up with this band leaders forum, I think it will give that privilege for all our band in ECWA to be able to key in to the vision of ECWA and also sing songs, come up with original songs that is being backed by the vision and then the word of the Lord, so that they'll be able to reach out to people. I've seen a lot of the band, where people will go and bring songs done by other people without even knowing who that person is, the ideology behind that song, because some of these people that sing, they are not ECWA members, but by the time we start going, like following our own team and then doing our own song based on our doctrine, I think it will go a long way in uniting the ECWA family.
In fact, in the definition, I have in one of the phrases when we're sending to the band leaders, we let them know how that our songs can start routing in the ministry. You release a song, every band leader would start sharing it to other band members and all that, so that they can rehearse the song. Every song we sing becomes ECWA ministry material. It becomes a ministry material. It becomes an ECWA song. Look at the ECWA anthem. It's, for me, it's not as embraced as it should be. You understand? I know it's not like you have to sing it in every church service, but some churches have taken it as a tradition to sing it. And kudos. If you are a pastor and you make that, kudos. You are, let's work with things that are coming from the headquarters. It's not like headquarters is sitting down to give you instructions. No. There are some things God will never ever tell another pastor somewhere, but he will say it in the headquarters because he knows it should come from top down. And there are things that God can bring to us from down top. So all of these things that we are saying, like I would always say, we're not doing this for anybody to become a superstar, but we want to start enjoying. Our musicians don't even know how much they are missing as a musician in terms of money. How much you are missing doing other people's songs, you are missing. I did the statistics. I shared with her how that we can do an album and make a 50 million from one album. We have all these plans, but we will not tell people what we want to do, so that they will not follow us because of the reason why we want. But we want to let them know that when you do this thing well, you can buy a car and give your church as a band member. Yes,
And if you're a band member out there or a band leader and you've not forwarded your number, I think this is the time for you. And if you know your church is lacking behind, like they don't have that information, I think it is very important that you take that information to them. Send us your contact so that we can bring you under this band leaders forum so that you won't be left out. Evangel Art is going forward. Evangel Art is taking over. Come and be a part of us and you will not regret it. This is the platform where you use to glorify God and then do everything to the glory of his name. Now, talking about the band leaders forum, how do we encourage our band to come up with original songs? Because that is where we are lagging behind. Like, we have the talent. I've seen like talents in ECWA, talking about our talent show now. We've seen young people in ECWA that have come to the show, sang like very well, but you see them singing other people's songs. Now, how do we encourage them to
Joyce,
sing original songs?
We have good songwriters in ECWA. We have good songwriters in ECWA. They are just, some of them are hidden in their pride. You can never ever be known alone. Nobody makes it alone. I was given ECWA Television to manage. If I didn't employ you, you wouldn't have this show and bring me to your show. It's a privilege. ECWA Television belongs to ECWA, but is like governed by ECWA executive. It's a hierarchical order. ECWA executive cannot do without ECWA Television now. The same way ECWA Television cannot do without ECWA executive. How would the funding come? They are the ones shouldering it. So if you are there writing songs and you are thinking, this Evangel Arts, we will write these songs and we will show them, we also know, nobody will hear your song. But when you come, the platform is there. Look at the people. Let me tell you something. We have been airing the talent show, right? We have been airing the talent show for as long as I cannot remember now. But look at the people that we have been using when they came for the talent show. Watch the clip, see them. On Christian TV, I would have described them in a very funny way. But now, look at them. I'm not saying we have changed their lives, but we spoke into their hearing and they are working with it. They will testify. We have platforms where we talk. These people say, this is what they used to be. This is what they are right now. Why? Information. You can be the best at something, but you need someone who is a nobody to carry that thing that you are best at to showcase it to the world. Now, we are going to have songwriting seminars. We are going to have song arrangement seminars. We are going to have production seminars. In ECWA, we have people that sing local music. They have their audience. We will not stop them. We will encourage them to continue that style of music. We have people that if you don't go the Kirk Franklin way, they will not listen to you. We will encourage them. We have different types of people with different types of styles and genres, even though it's still gospel. We have reggae artists, we have country musicians, we have all of them. We want to encourage them all. We don't want to have a particular style and say this is our style. No. If you are a soft rock gospel, we encourage you in that area. Is there anything we cannot play? Is there anything we cannot produce?
Nothing.
Look at what we did with Panam. Look at her concert. Like, we had about 3,000 people watch live on Facebook, on YouTube. We have people watching, and on ECWA Television, we don't even know how many, because that's satellite.
With testimonies.
So what we are saying is, if you think that you are in Kaduna and Kaduna people love me, I mean, Kaduna is like a store in a very big mansion. You just want to cage yourself there? No. People in the living room have to see you. People in the master bedroom have to see you. People in the top roof have to see you. People everywhere, people have to see you. Not because you want to be a superstar, but because you have a superstar that you are marketing to the world.
Okay, sir. Talking about the Panam Bandits live worship concert, we want you to share from all the experiences, like from the planning to all the rehearsal till the day of the concert, how everything went, everybody's performance, if you're happy with everybody's performance, and maybe a rating like of the success of the event.
It was a powerful outing. I guarantee you it's a powerful outing. We had rehearsal days we cannot count. We cannot remember because it was multiple hours of rehearsal in days, and we had a lot of people participating. When I thought of what to do with Panam, I started thinking, we did XYZ with Deborah Micah, we should do ABC with Panam. And I wanted the composition. I'm not talking about the musical composition now. I'm talking about the composition in terms of the whole event to be far apart as night and day, though the idea was almost the same. So I sat and thought and prayed, and then I came up with whatever it was that you saw. It was not easy. It was difficult. There were times I couldn't attend the rehearsals because I was at the background, because there was a lot of technicalities involved in the production. You know, we had to have a screen for them to see the what was it called, the arrangement and all of that, to remind them it was like a production, though we didn't have audience, so we had the liberty to do that. We were streaming to like 3 different platforms at the same time: YouTube, Facebook, and on the television at the same time. The sound was real time, the switching was real time. We didn't have any post-production to do, so it told a lot of work on us, and then we were just few technical people doing it. And I this is not to say there's any trumpet blowing anywhere. I shouldered most of the technicalities, and I had people who had the knowledge I could rely on to say, do this one, and they can run to do it. If they don't get it right, I go back, do it myself, and all of that. I was doing sound, and you cannot believe, in 2 of the songs I switched while I was doing sound, and I was controlling the lights at the same time, and I was doing the smoke at the same time. So it's something we want to see, that in a year or 2 I don't do all these things.
Well, I really commend your effort and everything you put in place to ensure that this event was a huge success. Like, worship was something people missed in a time like this. Like, you know, since the outbreak of this COVID-19, a lot of people have missed going to church, the usual worship. You see people saying, once this thing ends, the way I'm going to dance and worship God. And then, irrespective of what was happening, you came up with this idea, we can still do it live and people can participate. And then we had a large number of people that watched live on Facebook and YouTube, and some connected with us through the
satellite.
Satellite. And then when I was watching, like, personally, I was looking at Panam, I was like, wow, what if Panam did not come out of the talent show? What if we didn't have ECWA television? What if there was no ECWA TV on YouTube and then Facebook? How would she as an individual reach out to this number of people? So I was so happy that we had this platform, Evangel Arts, we had the ECWA television, and I was like, God's name be glorified, because you can imagine, between 1 hour we gathered this number of people.
Where would you have done that show?
Yes,
and accommodate that number of
people? And then in a time where the world is even faced with this global pandemic, a lot of people actually appreciated ECWA television and even the ECWA executive. Now, I want to ask, in terms of young talent out there, even amidst our band, how would you encourage them to build capacity before coming to this platform and then reaching out to people?
You see, if you heard me a year ago singing, you should hear a different me now when I sing, right? That's why I said people concentrate on their environment. You understand? And if you, whether you are careful or not, if you stay in a place for too long, you become the environment that you stay. What do people want in Kabong? They want Makosa. Let's always rehearse Makosa. What do people want in ECWA Maitama? For ECWA Goodness Maitama, they want like Hillsong, for example, and all of that. Let's rehearse towards that. It kills you as a musician. There is no music that would not be appreciated except you don't play it well. We didn't know rock. We are doing rock songs everywhere now, and you see people lifting up. What we did with Panam is gospel rock. We didn't do that with Deborah Michael. We did a lot of gospel inflections. We did a lot of marrying of styles and genres and all of that in Deborah Michael's album. But in Panam, you hear a lot of gospel soft rock in a lot of in Panam. To answer your question. Bands cannot do without the hierarchical order. Evangel Arts of ECWA should be the parent of every musician in ECWA. We have the prototype for everything. If you join us, we will let you know. If you stay there, we will pick some and they will be moving forward, because you can only come to us. We cannot go to you. We have how many millions of churches in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Niger, all over the world, in the USA. If you don't contact us, how many are we to leave what we are doing to start contacting people? That is why we said, let's use the band leaders to start talking to the band members and see how far we can go with the band members, see what we can do with them, and see where it takes us to. Look at what we are doing with people here around us. It's because the farthest we have gone is Kaduna. And the reason is because Kaduna is close. They can just travel down and then we can do stuff with them. The point is, if you keep sitting down and doing stuff alone, you will still keep getting the same result. Look at the people that have made it globally in music, in church music. They have used other people that are close to them to achieve it. I'm surprised our ECWA president was preaching on the one of our Sunday service, online service, and then the ECWA president had like 300-400 people watching ECWA online service. Right after him, I was watching on YouTube too, because I like to watch it on YouTube. And right after him, the next, you know how you can autoplay on YouTube? It was Adeboye of Redeem. He just started his own service with about 5 minutes. He had about 25,000 people watching. We have to grow to that. We are growing in ECWA. We are a rural-based evangelistic ministry, but we have to start pushing out. We have to start letting people know that this is where the world is headed at. We cannot stay on the chairs in our churches and expect everything. No. Once in a while, I have service with a church in Kaduna. I know how things are done. Go to Lagos. From the comfort of your home. Go to Lagos and see how service is done. How do the Yorubas play their praise and worship? Once in a while, try to imbibe them. You will be shocked to go to Lagos one day and see a Yoruba band playing a Hausa song. Yeah, they will mess up the words, definitely, but you understand. But at least there are people who will be happy that something different was tried for once. But you, every time you carry a mic, people even know,
exactly what's coming on.
They know the lines of songs.
So we have to grow. We cannot stay here. We are not doing this so that Magdalene will be popular, or Joyce will be popular, or me to be popular. It's not even in our nature in ECWA to carry one person and lift and be saying this is our this is our this. No. It's even in our constitution. We all have to move. That is why when you see a poster, you can't see ECWA president, and then like other people do, you see the GO of the church. You can't say, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We carry everybody along. We try to be neutral in everything that we do. So various bands in churches should follow up. I do teachings every Saturday on online. It's called the bandstand. If you follow that, I have testimonies from those who care to watch it. I thought when I do these, bands will sit down as a band and watch. I have people calling me in Taraba, in Adama, all this far north, to tell me, northeast, to tell me if they can host me to do this training for them. All the bands in the state will come together. But there is no time to travel. So I don't have to. You can get it. It's on YouTube. You can watch it there and pick up a topic, that I have released already, and see how you can watch it as a band and enhance yourself. But we don't have this culture. We don't have this culture. ECWA president doesn't have to travel to Ghana to preach. You can go to our YouTube channel upload one of the messages he has preached. That Sunday, it can be your message.
Very true.
You understand? We have to start coming up with all of these ideas and make churches follow it. Then see where it takes us.
That's actually a good one. Now, still on the Band Leaders Forum, there are some, I know for sure that most of our viewers out there, for those who might be hearing this for the first time, will be wondering how can they submit their numbers? How can they be part of this forum? Can you just brief them?
Okay, we intend to get WhatsApp numbers first.
Okay.
If you don't have a WhatsApp number, it's still okay. You can still send us your number using the number that is showing on the screen right now. And please, Moses, put it up so that they can see it. So we have that number. You call the number. Someone will talk to you and the person will tell you what to do. Are you on WhatsApp? We are going to have a group from Monday. The group will be fully functional, and then we are going to start posting step by step what we should be doing. We are going to start having our international conferences every year, end of year. Musicians will gather from all over ECWA churches, and then we can have our conference. We can talk to musicians. We can start changing people's perspectives. We want to see people come, like the first conference. I want to bring ECWA members that will play music that you think you are in US.
Oh my God, we are taking over.
For other band members to sit down and drop your jaw drop and say, this is the ECWA. When will we reach there? And we will let them know that in a year's time they can get there, and we will help them how they worship has to be enhanced. Worship has to be enhanced.
Worship has to be enhanced, and we are taking over. Don't be left out. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Send your number, and then we can get chatting with you. Don't be left out. And if your church have not gotten this information, please reach out to them for that. And Magdalene, on the final notes.
Well, thank you very much for staying tuned, and we've told you enough that you need to know as a band leader. If you are a band leader out there, you need to send us your number so that we can keep communicating with you. And by so doing, your church and your music and everything about your music in your church will have to grow better and better in God's name. Thank you very much for staying tuned on Evangel Arts Show. Joyce, I think I will leave you
and we so much appreciate the CEO for making out time to be with us. Thank you for all the information. We do pray that God bless you and then enrich you with all the wisdom, knowledge that you need to carry ECWA as a whole, ECWA youth, and then Evangel Art to that place which he wants to. Many thanks to you. And for you, our viewers, keep watching ECWA TV Africa. Bye for now.